who will give the 49ers the toughest run for their money?
Who would give the 49ers the toughest run for their money? You mean any team in the league?
First is in the division, and then second is stop them from the Super Bowl. Who gives them the toughest for the Super Bowl?
I don't think that's my phone.
That's Amin. He's going to handle it. Go ahead.
Toughest run for their money.
In the division. Why don't we start there, and then NFC after that?
Okay. In the division, Iggy, I know that LA is. I know that the Rams are a good team and have a good coach. I just think Pete Carroll is a really good organization up there, and he has that quarterback. Yes. So I'd say Seattle, especially it's hard for the Niners to play up there. So I'd say in the division, the Seattle, but with the Rams very close behind. I think those teams are very evenly matched, all three of them.
Okay. And then let me answer real quick, and then we'll go back and do the NFC. To me, I'm on a limb. I actually think Arizona is going to take a leap this year. I think their team is really good. They got J.J. Watt. They're bringing this other defensive end, Chandler Jones, back, who gets like 15 sacks a year. Their quarterback is very athletic and young and cheap. I think Arizona, if their coach isn't a total stiff, and he might be, I think they're going to take a leap. And then in the NFC, it's Tampa. Tampa is an amazing team. They're still really good. That was not a one-year fluke. I think if the Niners win their division, they're going to have to – Tampa will be the team in the way.
I agree. I do agree with that. And I would say Tampa and definitely not Green Bay. Green Bay has tremendous problems, Iggy.
Yes, they do. It's very strange what's going on because they've been a very stable organization for like my whole life.
I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play in Green Bay this year. So in the NFC – yeah, if he could opt out. In the NFC, I agree with your dad. It's the Seahawks. The thing about the Rams is that the Rams have a better roster than the Seahawks. That's just what I think. But the Rams, we beat the Rams even with Nick Mullins under center. So it's definitely not the Rams. And when we play the Seahawks last year, 26-23, last game of the season. We played the Seahawks in 2019. Both of those games came down to the last drive, and either the Niners pulled it out one game and the Seahawks pulled it out one game. So when we play the Seahawks, it's always down to that fourth quarter, who has less turnovers, who makes a better play, it just always comes down to that last moment. It's easily the Seahawks for me in the NFC West. Now in the NFC, it's obviously the Bucs. I don't know why the Niners didn't sign Tom Brady. I don't know what is that thought process, because when you bring Tom Brady to a team, you might not win. You might not have the most regular season wins, but you just don't bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs. That's just something that you don't want to do. You're not going to end up betting against Tom Brady in the playoffs. So I don't know why the Niners didn't sign Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is easily, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are easily the hardest team for the Niners and gives them the most run for their money.
Hey, Tom Brady's 45 years old. If he gets old and plays like he's old, then it's wide open for the 49ers. That's an interesting little wrinkle about this season.
You know what also is interesting about that team? I mean,
what?
Tampa is, although they won the Super Bowl and there's a lot of really great players, they're a recently put together team, and they have all the desire to win of a young team.
Yes, they do.
They have something to prove, and they play like it.
Good point.